Let's see. Okay, hello folks. Gonna be action like crazy here. Let's see. Let's see. On cutscene. If you get killed, don't come crying to me. Get killed over your tiger eyes. Tiger eyes, don't come crying to me. Arlen muttered. Tiger eyes. He replied. He sounded amused. Next, let's see, open area. Beyond alley. Arlen, D, and Sinclair kept moving through that open area, shooting out Jade off in the distance. Some Jade in cover at a forklift lift kept leaning out, firing bursts his SMG. The magic grazed Sinclair bloodily about the neck, right side of his neck, just as he was getting to cover. You alright? Arlen asked Sinclair from his own cover. Fine, Sinclair grunted. Hopefully that's not poison. One of their trademark. Unbelievable. It never fails. The world must find out when I'm recording a session, as then they get noisy as possible. It's like the Dawn of the Dead out there usually at this time, but the people are coming and going. It's not. Hopefully that's not one of their. Hopefully that's not one of their poison bullets I just got hit with. Because I'm dead then. That means I'm dead. We'll probably be long dead before I poison. Poison has a chance to kill us. I'll reply. I'll manage to get the Jade. SMG gunner about his exposed right ankle. Two big bullets tore right through it. Practically severing the foot like it got foot. It got hit by a big axe. The Jade screamed in agony. Arlen expected. And fell into the open. He wasn't senseless. He didn't lick the pain and take away his reason. He still had his SMG and he squeezed off a long volley from it in a prone-like position. He forced Arlen and the others back to cover. Then Sinclair leaned out and fired 3 shots with his M1. 3 rounds catching him about the chest, the face, pretty much dismembering it. The guy slumped forward silently. Sinclair didn't look pleased, as he rubbed at as he touched and winced at the feeling of that wound on his neck. It looked like someone had tried and failed to cut his throat. instead just nicking it on the side. Nicking it. That's not the right phrase. Yep, that's not it. Someday I'll punish the English for inventing this accursed language. Let's see. Another few Jade appeared after Ireland and his comrades got to the forklift, which served as their main cover. It seemed like it was built like a tank, taking bullets and bouncing them back at the enemy, seemingly at random. Jade tanks were so tough. Maybe they built their service vehicles tough as well. Most of this gear was designed to. Most of the vehicles the Jade built were designed to function well in a war zone, being very robust and resilient to breaking down. Alan compared them to this Logan AK, a vehicle of a weapon that could function no matter how dirty or thrown around it was. Yeah, the AK. The MP-43 from World War II, the German assault rifle, that was a lot more. They said that was a lot more breakable. Like, you could just knock it over against the wall and it would... Like, you would have it sitting against the wall and it would fall over, disabled. It's weird that the Germans would make such weak equipment. Because, you know, they were fighting a world war where, you know, delicate equipment doesn't usually last long in that kind of environment. They were the vehicle. The Jade had the vehicle version. The AK-47 versions. Equivalent of the AK-47. And there were men, and they had men who were fond of the Logan AK over their own rifles. Two of the Jade ahead were wielding AKs identifiable by the unique furniture of the gun. A unique shape and long banana mag, shaped differently from the Jade rifles, assault rifles. The banana mag, I'll have to check. I have said the Jade had a curved banana shaped mag. It's not that unusual. Alan had been on the business end, the AK, plenty of times. Most often wielded by the Volgan soldiers, by Volgan infantry. Alan had a feeling that long after the war, this war was through. He'd still be seeing the AK's business end. Yeah, Ireland, I might even kill you with an AK someday. Depending on what happens in this universe, I don't know. Some alternate universe, he got killed by the Russians. Spoiler alert. Let's see, he'd be seeing a bit. Tossing out a grenade. Ireland yelled. At the same time that he was about to One of the Jade riflemen. Ready to, were they all riflemen? Another 3 Jade riflemen appeared among crates. Among some crates ahead. 5 meter off. Got moved up. Up. Let's see. Ready to grenade of his own. Fortunately, Dee and Sinclair both unloaded on the fellow, who gasped, who took at least 5 rounds, rifle rounds, to his trunk. He was still alive when the grenade went off. And the grenade went off, blowing him and the other 2 into the open island. They were done. They were all dead. The island had no need to toss a grenade. His own. He put the pin back in place, gingerly. Marvelous. Island, Dee muttered. I love it, said. I love it when the enemy, he takes care of themselves for you. Thanks to your good shooting, Alan replied. Both of you. Then clarified. He and Sinclair both nodded in agreement. The next area was more open, with much of the docks visible. Yard visible. Fuck yard. Dockyards visible. Keep messing it up. Should it be dockyards? Dockyard? I don't know. I'm probably the only one who cares, actually. Lots of men. There were 2 great firing lines, about 10 meters apart, with men on both sides, spraying rifles and tossing grenades. The guerrillas were dying, but the Jade were suffering worse losses at the moment. Mortars from Dr. Grabby were falling among, still finding their mark. She had taken the roof down more than a few entire squads. Some 80mm mortar would fall in the middle of some bothersome group of Jade, and they'd all tumble about. And the ones closest would fly through the air, while the ones farther out would just tumble to the ground lifelessly. Various heavy machine guns employed by the guerrillas, and they were shooting from the high ground. A few more buildings had been secured. Grabby took the roofs off a few of them. Gap and mortar. Explosion check. Difficult to write a scene where it's like multiple things happening here and there and here. It's probably easier. Probably would be easier if I didn't put in the times, because, well, you know, then it could be ambiguous, right? Did I imply the distance from Liverpool prison? Nearby. I should say nearby. That's a bad thing about these energy drinks. They give your brain a little bit of OCD usually. A few roofs off them. Clearing out whole floors of defenders. The buildings were though gutted, were still structurally sound enough for men to storm in and defend. The guerrillas storming the buildings like commandos, kicking open doors, tossing in grenades, then storming in the fellows with automatics in the lead. Some Jade Jeep with an MG on it. Gunner at the back drove forward to join the Jade firing line. The driver was pretty reckless, almost running over a few Jade in his path. Those fellows would be dead. Those fellows would dodge. Jeep probably dead soon after anyway. The gunner got off a few volleys, driving guerrillas into cover. Arlen leaned out first. He fired off a long volley with his BAR, failing to hit the gunner from a distance of a mere 5 from a mere distance. Somebody else got the fellow about the right shoulder, and he went bug-eyed on his MG for a moment as his blood splashed all over the gun and his own green combat uniform. He didn't abandon the weapon. Firing off another long burst. Whereas before a mortar, delay, relocate. For a long time I pretended that mortars didn't exist in my stories. Well, pretend isn't the right word. I guess it wasn't really necessary because a lot of them were kind of like isolated incidents where, the full, like little terrorist incidents, so the full preponderance of modern military might wasn't necessary usually, like mortars, artillery. They're not gonna call that in to deal with some spies or terrorists, Though maybe when I had the big James Bond finale, like assaults at the end of the stories, maybe then I should have put some more mortars in, among the luckless infantry that has to charge in and clean up the hero's mess because he didn't finish off the bad guys like he was supposed to. Let's see. It's an epic struggle inside me if I want my heroes to be murderers or if I want them to be merciful. Let's see. Mortar from Dr. Grabby fell right on the Jeep, killing vaporizing the gunner and reducing everything else to a blackened shell, melting shell. The sight of that carnage. The mortar sent Jade troops in proximity to the Jeep, flying like ragdolls. I don't think you need to cap Jeep because, well, maybe if you're referring to the Jeep company, and you put that in italics too. I think when you're supposed to send this to publishers, you're supposed to just underline a copyright kind of word, not italicize it. That's like, I don't know, something left for the editor for some reason. It's all very litigious, Since I publish directly to Kindle, I just italicize it all. People also italicize a word that's meant particularly strongly. I don't know. Sometimes I see that in the narrative. It's like to emphasize something, I guess. Mortar sent like ragdolls. They didn't get up afterwards. I'll imagine. The carnage inspired a roar of cheers from the guerrillas around Ireland. I guess I'm allergic to writing action scenes now. Our guardian angel providing some support. Dee cheered, as though she hadn't been blowing up Jay left and right. She's doing a good job. I guess if she was a Mary Sue, she'd be the only reason why they succeeded. Like, everyone would just be babbling idiots running around, and her mortars would just pew, 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 pew. Literally everyone, all the Jade dead instantly. But Miss Telga is not a Mary Sue, at least from my point of view. I mean, maybe, you know, the eye of the beholder. My greatest fear is that some my female characters end up being Mary Sue's, honestly. It's a very, what would you say, titanic struggle. Let's see. I'm sorry, I was distracted by a creature sitting on my desk. Not a spider, but... Let's see, blowing up Jade left and right. A burned angel. Ireland flag. Burned up. A guardian angel. Burned up because of the Bloodkins. Not... Should it be Bloodcanes? Bloodkins? I invented this words, but I don't know for sure. I guess it could sound different depending on the accent you used. And if you use a Scottish accent, it'd probably sound more like Bloodkins, which almost sounds like a naughty word. Let's see. Burned up, not because of the Bloodkins, but not because of the Bloodkins of the Jade, but the Bloodkins. Perhaps Telga was imagining herself blowing up Bloodkins in place of the Jade. Sometimes Ireland saw them as Bloodkins himself. Just a brief flash. The Bloodkins weren't even his. Let's see. Telga fought Bloodkins. I don't think she fought the Bloodkins. I think she was too badly injured. She was still recovering from her injuries at the time. Sometimes saw the burns. Did you see the burns? Because that'll create a plot hole. This deform. Just a brief flash. I don't even know why. Wasn't like the Bloodkins were his first enemy. His first enemy were AH guerrillas back in the Civil War in 38. Dressed like farmers. They looked odd, wielding a lot of modern rifles. Then you'd shotguns and old Winchesters would have looked more appropriate in their hands. And on that note, folks, let's sign off here. See you later. Have a nice day.